Vamos, 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 Chelas con Chavos. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chelas con Chavos. I'm your co-host, John, and I'm here with, of course, co-host Miguel. What's up, Chavo? ¿Qué pasa?
Hey, ¿qué onda? ¿Cómo estás, man? I'm missing home, dude. I miss home. I've been gone for quite a while, and I'm kind of tired of living in hotel rooms.
Yeah, now you feel like some of the ST Loyal players, man, when they're
Yeah,
away.
exactly, man. Yeah,
But how you been, man? How's everything? We haven't talked in a couple weeks just because you've been away,
hmm
working, and I've been working as well. We're both have jobs, of course. I'm not saying no,
yeah,
people who have do podcasts don't have jobs, but you know what I mean. We
yeah,
had some
exactly, man.
things, we have some things to take care of, but I mean, there's a lot of content tonight, man. I have a lot of things to talk about. I know you
Yeah, I
do
know,
too.
and I think it's gonna be really good. I feel like tonight's episode is gonna be actually really good, but yeah, it's a little hard. I didn't realize when we first started this that doing a weekly podcast was gonna be so difficult. Um, but it is a little hard, especially when you have a life, outside of loyal, just like right. So I think maybe it's probably a good time to start, by telling everybody that I think we're probably gonna go to a bi-weekly format. I don't know. I remember you and I kind of talked about that. So if you agree, might as well just let everybody know right now, right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I would discuss that more, but definitely have some exciting thoughts in my mind in regards to a lot of the content that we're going to be, portraying in the podcast. But
Mhm.
we'll talk about that later. But definitely, there's going to be a lot of juicy, content going on. I got some ideas that I wanted to put forth, but yeah, we'll let everyone know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's get started, man. I think it's going to be a really good show tonight. I'm pretty pumped up already. I'm like footy pumped up right now because I just got finished watching the Copa America Femenina in Colombia,
I saw.
2022. I was watching the semifinal match against, Colombia female team against Argentina, the females team, and man, it was a match, man. Like the what I love about the women soccer is that, man, they go 100% balls out, man. Like that, I just love to see that. I just love watching sports in general. Like, it doesn't matter if
Mhm.
it's men or women, but like sometimes, like the women, like I think it's what. Let's talk about this for a minute, but like NWSL and like a lot of the things that the women's soccer players are fighting for equal pay and stuff like that. And I think it's well deserved because these women are sacrificing their bodies, and then it's really tough, being an athlete. Doesn't matter if you're a female or male, but some of these women are just bulldozing into each other, and it takes a toll on the body, and they deserve the same pay as much as the men do, and they deserve the same respect. They deserve the same pay, and they deserve the same coverage, right?
Yep.
That's just how everyone's wanted to pick up the TV rights for the men's World Cup and stuff like that, and then MLS. But I mean, like, this female soccer leagues around the world are they're freaking really exciting. Like, again, like the Colombia Argentina match was freaking exciting, man. It was pumped up. It was in Colombia. That's where the whole tournament is being played at the moment. And again, it was a semifinal match. Argentina lost to Colombia 1-0 by a very impressive Colombian player. I tweeted on my Twitter that this player named Linda Caicedo. She's only 17 years old, man. She was burning up Argentina. And I was like, man, like, and USA played Colombia a couple times the past a month or so. And they did beat them. USA is obviously like number one, right now in the women's soccer, of course, but they did beat Colombia in both times they played them convincingly. But this player is like someone I was just like, oh man, like SD Wave, definitely, I'm pretty sure had some eyes open on some of the players on when they were playing Colombia. So I'm just like, man, it was really exciting to watch. Brazil's playing tomorrow in the Copa America Femenina against Paraguay. So, Brazil favorites to win that. So it could end up being a Brazil versus Colombia matchup for the final for the Copa America Femenina. And then again, there going into that, the NWSL was like breaking attendance records, ST Wave, and then what's going on over here. So there's a lot of exciting things going on, in the world of soccer, both in female and male.
Yeah, and I actually kind of I agree with you that there's a lot of the countries around the world, especially Latin American countries, are really doing great, when it comes to women's soccer development, right? It wasn't too long ago where USA was just, the dominant force in soccer, especially on the women's side. But you can see now that there are more nations out there trying to take a better approach, in developing young women for their national team. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, I know, in Mexico, it's like they have the Liga Femenil MX.
yeah,
They have some really great players there. A lot of local, homegrown talent, as well as kids of Hispanic descent from the United States that won't necessarily play pro out there. And then you have the leagues over in Europe. You got La Liga for the women out there too. You got the Women's Premier League as well. So it's definitely the sport has definitely grown, and it's it's finally I think it's finally catching up to where USA women's soccer was, where it was just so dominant, and now that gap has closed very significantly.
yeah. And this has been the summer of women's soccer, because the FIFA Men's World Cup is, in Qatar, ain't going to be going on until November. So right now, the women's, display of professional football has been just being viewed right now by the whole world. In the Euros, right? The female Euros are going on. The past couple of weeks and stuff like that. You had the Copa America in South America. We had the one in Mexico. The CONCACAF women's tournament. So I mean, like, and then obviously USA won it, against Canada. But man, there's just a beautiful display of talent from the women's soccer going on the road right now. So it's beautiful to see. And I want to put you on the hot seat, man. At the end, I want to ask you a really serious question in regards to we all know that September 17th, so mark this question. So I want to see what Miguel thinks on this. But September 17th, uh, our very own San Diego Wave will be playing Angel City Brigade in the NWSL at Snapdragon. So the same day, San Diego Loyal at the same time is playing Phoenix Falling. So so they'll be playing Phoenix Falling at the same time at 7 p.m. So it's gonna like who's gonna be where. So I'm gonna ask you that and why. At the end here, okay? So everyone, stay
Sure.
tuned for that. So I have some juicy comments about that. But yeah, so besides that, yeah, so today, been watching some footy. I know we haven't talked in a couple weeks, but anything else going on with you?
No, man, just trying to trying to just get through this through this mobilization era. I don't know if everybody knows, but I'm in the Air Force, so away from home since March. I get to go back every once in a while here, like here and there on the weekends and stuff, and get to enjoy a game. I think I've only been to 2 baseball games this year. I think I've been to maybe about 3 or 4, San Diego Loyal games. So I'm just I've been missing out a lot, and I definitely miss my family. I miss my friends. I miss people in the stands. And other than that, man, it's just I think this is the last leg of everything, and then I'm gonna go back home, come September. But other than that, nothing really has been new in my life. I mean, I went to Carol Winds, which is kind of like a Six Flags style theme park, amusement park here.
Oh yeah, I heard
I'm a
about that.
big roller coaster junkie, man. I love roller coasters. But I am actually pretty excited because I'm going to go this coming weekend. I'm going to be traveling up to Charlotte to watch the Charlotte MLS team. I believe they're
Ooh,
playing. I believe they're playing Columbus. So I'm pretty excited because Charlotte Athletic. You hear a lot of great things about that new club and the expansion team. So I'm definitely excited to go check that out.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's definitely awesome. Yeah, that's what I love. Well, that's what I love about traveling. That once you go to different states, different areas in the East Coast, especially, you see, these very historic stadiums, or you can either go to a city where there's a professional team, either MLS or football
Yeah.
or baseball or whatever. It's always beautiful to see different different teams or different stadiums, different teams playing at their home stadiums and at their home turf. Like in Chicago or Florida or in New York or whatever. So that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
Um,
yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to check out some USL games while I'm out here as well. I don't know. There's a lot of there's a lot of places that I guess are kind of close by, like within driving distance. So I'm gonna try to see if I can pick something out too and show up
yeah,
with my Chavos
definitely.
gear for
Let
no
it,
reason.
yeah, let us know how that goes. Taking pictures or talking to some of the supporters in those areas too. So stay
Heck
tuned
yeah.
for that. Speaking of being stay tuned here, what's up with some Chavos news, man? We got some little bit of Chavos news going on. Yeah, you wanted to talk about the backpack
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah. So we just actually started we officially announced our Chavos Helping Chavos backpack drive, the second annual. Um, Adrian has been kind of working together, getting the Venmo account set up, working on some active drop off locations. Right now we have two that we're working on. We're possibly working on maybe three or four more. One drop off location is down in Third Avenue. Obviously, it's our family bakery and cakes. We have a drop off box there. We also have a kind of like a promotion saying, like if you drop off something, we'll give you a Chavos discount. Which you guys get as Chavos members. And then second too, which we're really excited about that is that we were able to get our friends over at Three Punk Ale help us out and set up a dinner area as well. Um, those guys out there, they do great work with the Emo Brown Foundation that they already have, and the fact that they kind of let us, put that stuff out there. I know Chris, for y'all who know him, his name is Glasses, nickname's Glasses. He's been very helpful. Being able to get us, get us situated, and very excited and very pumped up because he does work with, in the school, in the school like means whatever. So we're excited about that, and also everybody, that whole Three Punk family is super helpful, and we're kind of seeing some traction on that. So we are going to be collecting, I believe, until let me see, till August 19th. So biz on the 20th as well. Um, so if you guys ever get a chance, go check it out. Thank you for Chris and Steve Garcia and the whole Three Punk family for allowing us the opportunity to be able to collect much needed school supplies for kids that really need it to succeed in life.
Yeah, it's very important right now. I'm hearing, with the whole, the economy is not doing the best at the moment. So I'm hearing a lot of stories of teachers, just reporting, struggles of getting supplies for students. And then right now we're going on with the educational system. A lot of them are concerned about safety. They're concerned about security, police, cameras, gates and stuff like that. And that's wrong. Like they should be concerned about getting the best education for the kids, in a safe environment with supplies, right? But I mean,
Yep.
unfortunately, with the way things are going right now, a lot of money is getting pushed towards different ways or different areas of
Yeah.
the school system because people are worried about security, but
Mhm.
then but then you leave a gap, where a lot of these kids need computers, they need backpacks, they need school supplies. So this is a beautiful thing that's going on with this, and obviously much respect to everyone involved, Three Punk Cell and everyone helping out with that, and again, everyone that can help. Just remember that even if you don't have kids, you can see it around, the news and just from friends. I'm sure if you have kids that, it's a struggle right now,
Yeah.
so yeah, so everyone stay tuned for that. We'll keep be promoting that, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's a good turnout, and I'm sure it
Yep.
will be.
Yeah. No, definitely.
The last one was really good, I heard.
Yeah. There was a lot of
Yeah.
people that came out, man. So
Yeah.
these events are only going to get bigger and bigger. So we're looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, hey, that's what we're about. Chavos, we're about the community. That's one of the main things, that's on our agenda, our mission. Is just being about the community, being a San Diego supporter, and helping out the community. So, and speaking of that, we like promoting or also having connections with local businesses. Like Three Punk Sales. L has helped out a lot with a lot of different types of events. Watch parties, or how we just spoke about the drive. and
Yeah,
and
no,
also there's different locations there are interested in connecting with Chavos or um and either having a watch party or connecting with us in different ways. But right now, the one that I just wanted to bring up was a locale that's over in National City that we've been speaking in the Chavos Discord is of Keburros, which is a locale that's I think it's relatively new, I guess you can say, but it's a
mhm,
very new interior. Used to be something else some time ago, but it's that's a place that the Chavos are planning on having watch parties there.
yep,
The owner of the establishment has really opened the doors to Chavos, and there's already been some talk in the Discord, with the locals and also with Chavos that either having um, artwork done there, having some things um, give away, to the owner so they can display on the walls, either artwork or jerseys, scarves and stuff like that, because the owner really wanted to open the doors and bring in some love for San Diego loyal. So that's really great. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be a watch party there this weekend for the OC match. There's going to be obviously a lot of people going to the OC match. The team, the club is having buses go up there, and also the locals. So it's going to be a lot of you know different things going on. So it might not be a huge crowd, but and any other given day where we're playing something, like Birmingham, for example, where a lot of people won't be able to go to that. But expect there to be a huge crowd, or pretty much all the Chavos and obviously any other supporter group and follower of Estilo is going to be welcome to go there too. So yeah, everybody look it up. Keburros. There's already there's pictures, of the establishment, and the interior looks great. There's TVs. It's gonna be a ST Lolo hangout. But let's go show the owner some love and show them what we can bring. Bring the owner some business. Bring in some vibe. Just let people know around the area that we can, we help out the community, and that we do the best we can for the community. So it looks like we lost Miguel, so I'll go ahead and continue on. Um, I'm gonna wait for him to come on, but before, one second here. Okay, so as we wait for Miguel, his Chela probably failed us to pick up another one. So let's continue. So before we start getting into the matches the past couple of weeks, I did want to talk about the standings right now. So there's been some favorable wins with ST Lowell the past couple of weeks, and right now San Diego Lowell sitting pretty at 40 points in position number 2, and San Antonio's at number 1 with 46 points. Colorado Springs, they're at third with 40 points. So pretty much a tie right there, but we have a pretty much up game on them because we beat them. New Mexico United is at the 4th position with 35 points. El Paso is 5th with 33 points. Las Vegas Lights is Las Vegas Lights is at 6th position with 31 points, and Sacramento Republic is at 7th with 30 points. Stand by here. I think Miguel's trying to join. All right, yeah, Miguel said he has to reboot his computer. So while we wait for him to come on, I'm going to just continue what I was going to talk about. So playoff wise, San Diego Lowell really needs to stay in the top 3. Why? Because there's 7 playoff positions. San Antonio's at number 1, 7. You may ask yourself why 7, right? It's odd. So it looks like, obviously, with the math, that San Antonio, if they stay at number 1 position, or even if we go to the number 1 position, it looks like we're going to get a first week bye, the playoffs. So it looks like it's going to be positions 2, 3, and 4 probably having a home game. So right now we're at 2. So at the moment we have a home game potentially that is going to be ours if we can sustain at least a top 3 position. So if San Antonio stays in number 1, San Diego should be having a home game if we stay within the top 3. So that means the bottom 3 in the standings that are going to be in the playoffs are going to have to be playing away. And we're now at the bottom 3 in position 5, 6, and 7. At 5, El Paso; 6, Las Vegas; and 7, Sacramento Republic. So it's really, really important, just like the way San Antonio's playing right now. Colorado's been a little bit taking a little bit of a back burner on their games the past couple of weeks. They have 3 losses, 1 win and 1 draw. So are you back?
I'm back, dude. I am
All
so
right, you're
sorry
back.
about that. I
You're
don't know
back on
what
your.
happened. It's
I blame it on Chandler Rising, man. Chandler hacked us.
dude, yeah, dude. Honestly, the hotel connections, man. I'm sorry, everybody. Hotel life
That's all good. I
sucks.
continue. Yeah, I continued without you.
Well, at
So,
least
anyways,
the stream didn't stop.
yeah, I know. Yeah, at least the stream didn't stop. I was still talking about. Hey, so I was talking about the standings right now. That
Mhm.
there's 7 positions going to be going on the playoffs. Uh, Mathematically speaking, it's odd, right? It's going to be an odd number, so that means the number 1 position is going to have a bye.
Yeah,
So that
correct.
means it's very important for San Diego Loyal to sustain a top 3 positioning, because we're going to be pretty much guaranteed a home playoff match if we stay at 2 or 3. It's going to be
Mhm.
tough because San Antonio's playing really well, but we're going to play them soon. Colorado's, we got some games up on them, so I mean we could really solidify our number 2 position and get a home match. So I was just talking about that briefly while you were gone. Lying that I know you went to go take a shot of some whiskey, man. Just keep it real.
I was go get another beer. I just use an excuse. I mean, I agree with you, man. It's like I'm looking at the standings right now, and you know what? It's the fact that we have so many more games than other teams. It's gonna be kind of hard for us to be just maintain such a high spot. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see what those other teams do, right? I mean, you have New Mexico. They're 1 game less than us. They're about 5 points back. So I mean, maybe that one will stay the same. San Antonio, we have 2 games on them, and they're 6 points ahead of us. So
Mhm.
I mean, they're playing great right now. So I mean, it's really their position to lose. That's the way I see it anyway. Other than that, the only other team that has 19 games is Sacramento Republic, and they're already at 30 points. So I mean, I see us definitely, I see us definitely having maybe a home game. I was saying somewhere between the second, third, or fourth position. That's where we're going to be sitting at the end of the season. That's the way I see it anyway. Unless something horrible goes down, I don't really see us giving up on those any of those top 4 seeds.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a lot of high energy.
Yeah,
But I wanted to talk about the past couple of matches because we haven't talked about little more than we haven't talked to each other a little more than a week.
yeah.
But the one I really wanted to talk about was, well, I mean it's a couple, but just real briefly was obviously uh the horrible matchup, or refereeing rather, the horrible refereeing on the July 9th game at home at Guerrero against Los Dos.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we all know that the referee had freaking or just ruined the match pretty much. It was
Yeah,
pretty sad. Horrible refereeing early in the match, red card for us. Just completely just affected the whole game. When you have young legs in Los Dos, players, they're gonna be, running rings around it. Like they have an extra young player that's gonna be, offensive, and it was just way too tough. And
yeah,
people might say, hey, but why 5? But you know what? It's the beginning of the game, only a couple minutes in. Um, you get tired legs, and they're scoring, but I gotta give it up to Loyal because they had opportunities, and Loyal was still keeping it offensive, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So what did you think about that match?
So I actually got there at the second half because I actually went to that was one weekend that I was actually able to go home. So I threw in a Padre game, and then right after that, I went out and went to the Loyal game. So it was just it was actually a pretty fun-filled Saturday. You know, my wife was actually out in she was in Arizona at the time, so it was like I called it Miguel's fun day of sports because I just got to do that stuff by myself. Um, I got there in the second half. I was watching the scores on my phone, right? And I saw, okay, 3-0 at the half. Like, what the hell's going on, right? And then I saw, yeah, like, Kyle Adams had got a red card. And in my head, I didn't actually see that first part of it. So I was like, oh man, he probably did something stupid, like, like, and just, happened to get a red card, right? But
Yeah,
no, that was not the case. And it was complete BS, the way the referee handled that, and essentially just changed the course of the game in the matter of the first, few minutes. And you know, it sucks because you want to take that game back, right? You want to have that game back, and the crappy part about it is that it's not possible.
yeah,
So we're just gonna have to live with that 5-0 loss and books. Um, But luckily, the USL came out and said, "Yeah, that was a BS call, bogus. Kyle Adams not suspended for the next game. We rescind that red card." But at the same time, it would have been. I mean, it's a little too much to ask, but yeah, we're not gonna get that game replayed, and at that point, that's where the USL again is falling short. Is that they need
yeah,
better quality refs, either that
yeah,
or it'd be cool if, like, if they don't want to do like any kind of VAR or whatever like that. I mean, which I understand it costs a lot of money. Have the refs consult with their sideline judge, the sideline
yeah,
assistants. Just like be like, hey, this is what I saw. Tell me if I'm wrong.
yeah.
And you have multiple opinions. Like, who knows? But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, that's horrible refereeing, man. But again, just watching how I mentioned earlier uh the Colombian feminine team against the Argentinian feminine team, and how well, obviously it's South American soccer, but how aggressive the both teams are playing with each other. There was a red card in the match, but it was because of some serious fouls, not like something like in
Yeah,
this match. And that's where I'm like, I can understand if it's like an obvious, you see it's like, you know what, damn, that's a red, I understand it, but something like this was freaking horrible, and like it's pretty embarrassing for USL. And no one's gonna remember, that Adams got his red card rescinded or whatever. It's just about, you're gonna see it on paper, the 5-0,
the
and
second one of
and
the
I've
year.
already, yeah, that it's just gonna be a stain on our record. But at least the good thing is that we're never gonna see freaking LA Galaxy 2 after this season again, because they're gonna be in the league with the MLS Next Pro, so I'm really just tired of seeing those little brats, over there. And they're good players and all like that, but they feel like that they're entitled, like they're, that Judd, player was really, just really getting on my nerves and stuff like that. So I'm happy, that we're not going to see them. But that's a whole different story about this whole like MLS two clubs. We'll probably do that, something about that during the off season. Because I have a lot of things to say about that, which could be good or bad. There's some articles have been coming out. They're saying that it's really USL's time to take the MLS doing that next pro division, a third division, and really separate themselves, from MLS, meaning either pro rel or or just really just hitting hard in the whole soccer landscape in America. But anyways, that's like a different episode, and maybe probably during off season when more news comes out about the MLS Next Pro and certain clubs going there. But yeah, this is get over that match, huh? This is
Yep,
not even
it's
talk
over.
about that. um, but yeah, so I did want to talk about the following match after that was a loyal match, 3-0 against the Switchbacks on a Monday night footy. And
Hmm.
I was at that match, and I just have a few things to say. Was great atmosphere. You know how we talked about last time about the City Connect Padres jerseys, or
Yep.
well, yeah, the jerseys and the gear that came out. A lot of people have been sporting the City Connect hats. The hats, and
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you now, it looks really really nice with the loyal jersey. It looks really, really nice. It almost feels like they made it just for like ST Loyal to look good, like
Yeah.
people sporting ST Loyal stuff. So I was at the stadium and a lot of people had the City Connect Padres hats, and it really fit really well with the Siempre Leal kits, that Loyal put out, and just the Loyal gear. I was like, oh wow, that looks really nice. It kind of just fell together. But besides that, um, again, the match was great. It was a great atmosphere. It was a full house again for the most part. It wasn't sold out, but it was pretty filled up. But what I have been noticing though, the matches that have gone to this season is that people really want to be in 109. People want to feel that vibe. The vibe is there. Like the 109 has been kicking harder and harder. Each time I go to a match, each week, each game. But I'm noticing like Germans in section 109 coming in, and they just want to be in the atmosphere, and they want to be singing along too. They're grabbing instruments. There's Brazilians, Germans, Mexican. Um, you know, uh, people that are going to 109 that really want to experience the whole vibe. And the game was awesome. And the game, Colorado Springs, obviously, um they were trying to give it to us, and one, like, they don't want to lose, and obviously they put out that statement, which I know you have some opinion about. So let's hear it.
Yeah. No, I that statement was absolute bullshit in my opinion. Look, I get it. I get it. Stuff happens, like, people get COVID, people get injured, whatever, whatever, and then you come up with, one player for the game. But in my opinion, this is where the Loyal and Colorado Switchback are completely different teams on completely different levels. Um, Especially when it comes to ownership, right? We have, and I think, Andrew's done a great job of establishing, the San Diego Loyal Select, right? We have a young core group of players that are, ready and able to sign short-term contracts for San Diego Loyal while they complete their development. Um, you know, this would have never happened with the Loyal, and I think it's absolute BS for any team to put out a statement minutes before the game, or not even minutes, maybe what was it, like hours or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
hours before game.
early in the day or something.
Yeah, and then essentially said, "Hey, we might lose tonight, and this is the reason why."
Yeah,
Go switchbacks. Like, what the hell, dude?
yeah,
What kind of respect? I don't know. A, it's disrespectful to your fans that you're giving an excuse because you know it's not going to go great that night. B, is disrespectful to the opposing team because now you're just telling them like, "Oh yeah, you beat us, but it's not our
mhm,
best team." And I honestly think it's actually more disrespectful for the players that are on the field because they're the ones out there putting, they're out there sweating, and like, just playing the game as hard as they can, but your organization is gonna already kinda, give everybody like, "Hey, like, I don't know, this one's not gonna really count because it's okay, we put out the statement." No, it's just it cheapened the loss. Yeah, in my opinion, it cheapened the team, and I just really don't respect that move at all whatsoever. I don't
yeah,
think any major club in Europe would do that, to be honest with you, or any MLS club here in the States would do that.
yeah,
It's just such a Sunday league move. Like, yeah, I don't
yeah.
respect it at all.
Yeah, and you know, I'm thinking about last year where we talked about, there's talking about rivalries, right? Talking
Mhm.
about, oh, what's going on with Loyal and Rising. Yeah, that was really pretty intense. The matches that we saw them playing last season, and where everyone was talking about, oh yeah, the rivalry is going to be with Phoenix, and then they don't like each other. But man, I'm telling you, some of the matches I've been seeing between like Orange County, Los Dos, and I'm saying it right now with switchbacks this season. Like right now, Orange County games, they're ugly. They're hard against us, against these Texas teams. We'll get into it, or against like RGV in San Antonio. They're pretty tough as well. But when I saw the first match over in Colorado a couple weeks ago, I was like, man, I don't like Colorado at all. And then like when they ended up busting out with that statement, I was like, dude, I don't even like them even more now, because I don't know if they were trying to do some like mental like judo, where like they're gonna be like why would they do that, right? And then I was like, are they doing it on purpose to try to just mess with us? Like, are they like, what's going on over there? Because they just seem kind of dirty over there. What was going on over there in Colorado when Loyal played against him. They have some players that are really, really dirty, that were, fouling our players and just playing really dirty. And I was like, dude, screw these guys, man. Like, what's up with this club? Like, and they have players I don't even like Belmar. Remember, he played with Sacramento, and how he treated 109 when he scored, last season with Sacramento. And I was like, dude, screw Belmar, screw freaking Erdman, and like, this whole club, like, what's going on? And then I see that statement, and then like, that's how I was like, man, I have to be at this match, and like the vibe was great. The obviously, all the fans that were at Torero obviously showed uh who we are in San Diego as far as fans, and that we definitely don't like them. The match wasn't easy, but we came out with the win. Toomey, he wasn't playing great the past couple weeks. Miguel, Jesus Christ, Guido, Alejandro Guido, and Blake, has been playing really well, but it's just that it was just a great game to go witness, because the vibe was just great, and yeah, man, it was a great match to go see.
Yeah, I think it was definitely there was some pent up aggression from that 5-0 game that I think they felt like they had to come out and yeah, one thing I did forget to say about that 5-0 match is that we did not stop singing at all whatsoever. So I really give credit to 109 for that.
Yeah, I think
But
Koke and
it was
a lot of players really respected that, especially Koke.
yeah, no, it was good. I mean, give him the man of the match. I mean, it wasn't because I don't care how many times, like 5-0 whatever. Coke is a beast, man. He was putting up some great saves, and he deserved that man of the match. It wasn't his fault. Obviously, like they were pressuring. He did the best he could, and we saw that as a fans, and they definitely I believe we definitely or people definitely picked the best man of the match. Um, but going back to the Colorado game, it was definitely um it was one of those games that they wanted to get back, and it was one of those vibes that I think they wanted to show San Diego, especially the fans, that hey, we're not rolling over. I mean, that was just one match, and we did. And it was. I don't care what Colorado says. I think I would have had more respect for them if they just showed up with one person on the bench, and then we'd be like, oh, what the hell's going on? They only got one guy on the bench, and then you
Hmm.
find out like, oh yeah, they had some injuries or whatever, but we still wanted to play the game. That would have been way better, to me personally. So, I mean, but the fact that we beat them 3-0 the way the way we did, yeah, I'm happy with it. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, so there's man, this is gonna be a real grind finishing off this season, because there's a lot of teams I'm not liking right now, man. Like Colorado just went on my top three teams that I don't like right now, and Phoenix has kind of fallen, like almost kind of fallen out of that top three for me. I think when we play Orange County, that the games are pretty ugly. These Colorado Springs, uh, matches that has just happened, or pretty intense too, and Los Dos and stuff. So it's like,
Hmm.
I think for this season at least, I think those are like the couple of teams right there that are just really, really, and especially with Oakland too, with
Yep.
Oakland Roots. Those matches are really, really tough, man, and like really a lot of aggressive plays and stuff like that. Um, hey, so moving on along here before we get into the RGV match, but we were talking about Koke, and the big news is, that came out recently, is that Guerrero left the club, and so now we have it's Koke, and we have a select goalkeeper. What's his name? Furry, last name. But he's like
Hmm.
from a select player, and he's about like 17 years old. But apparently he's really good. So that's our backup keeper. But Austin Guerrero left the club. Pretty sad about that. He was very involved in the community. He came out to a couple events for Chavos, and every player has been really great, to be honest. But he's one. He's from here, right? So, but it was kind of sucks to see him go. I know he has some special news or special plans that he got going on, but I think it was down to playing time. And to be fair, here, like I think he made the right decision in a sense, because I was even thinking, like, I think the first couple of games, I think I'm not really too. In the beginning, I wasn't really too fond of Koke. I think he's been getting better, but I think Austin did deserve a couple of games in the beginning. But really sad to see him go.
Yeah, it's definitely he's got a lot of things going on. I follow him on Instagram, and he seems to have a goalkeeper academy going on. So that's pretty good, pretty exciting stuff for him. But you're right. I mean, it was kind of one of those things where it's like definite fan favorite. But it was kind of one of those things where he was not getting the playing time he was seeing, and yeah, at some point you start thinking to yourself like what's going on, what's next from here, and I think he definitely made a choice that was probably very difficult, but probably one that he's been thinking about for a long time. So, to him, the best wishes. Hopefully we'll see him in 109. And it's definitely going to be he's going to be more missed. In the aspect of he's a local kid, right? He's from Chula Vista. Um,
Mhm,
he's a native San Diegan, and he's just he was good. He was a good spirit of the team. So
mhm.
but best of luck to him. We look for him out, like I said, out 109, and anytime we do any Chavos events, he's more than welcome to come out.
Hell yeah, definitely have respect for him, and hopefully we see him around San Diego, and I think we will.
Hmm.
Wink, wink, wink,
Yeah,
wink,
right.
wink, wink. So, so let's get into this RGV match, man, because we had some players missing. Speaking of those dirty rascals from Colorado, that's where Kyle Vassell got injured. Um, and so this matchup against RGV, we had three players out: Guido, Vassell,
Mm-hmm.
and Stoneman. Now, Stoneman, I'm kind of just putting a grain of salt there. Like I probably would have had him out anyways. You know, but obviously not having Guido and not having Vassell, I think it was like it kind of showed a little bit, but we still have a great team.
Yeah,
I think with the Mang Conway's been like to me, he's been like the little ninja, man. Like he's just been like there. He just does his work and he scores and he's involved in a lot of plays and he does his job. But he's been doing really well, and I think he's kind of finding his personality with the club. When he scores, he's really just really happy, and like the way he celebrates, like you can just tell like he's really like into it and really into like the vibe here in San Diego. And of course Toomey's been doing really well. Blake, obviously Colin Martin, Elijah Martin, and Metcalf played against RGV. He got some game time. Kyle Adams as a defender, he's improving.
yeah,
But still our subs or bench was not looking well. With we had Free in there, Naluati, which is good to see him in the lineup. But Boxall, Charlie Adams was in there. I guess he's still needs some work done with probably some fitness. Hackworth and Carlton. So like we can tell we didn't if we were gonna solidify winning this matchup, it was gonna be a tough end of the game, with not really having too much power like in the bench. But we ended up pulling it off. It was a tough match, and that's what I was going to talk about right now, just real quick. Is just that uh, San Diego has some really tough matches against these Texas teams.
hmm
With El Paso, RGV, and San Antonio, and that's why I'm going back to the beginning. How I was saying, oh, when you fell off to go get your shot of whiskey, is that I was saying that we it's really important for San Diego to get a home field match, because if we don't, we're probably going to end up playing one of those teams.
yeah, yeah. No, it's a you're right, man. I don't like playing against a Texas team, especially when it comes to like playoffs. Our history's not there. But I kind of I don't know. Do you have any preference on who you want to see in the playoffs?
And as long as we get a home match, man, I just don't want to. I don't want to play New Mexico just because I like them. Like I think if we're gonna play them, I think it'll be cool, kind of down the line. Down the line, maybe even all of us going to if it's a New Mexico, at home, like uh, the second round of the playoff or something like that. That'd be cool. Maybe a lot of us go over there or something like that. But I really want to play. You know, one of these. I would probably say I think a great game would be San Diego Loyal at home against El Paso or Sacramento Republic. I think those would be a
Ooh,
really good game.
yeah.
One of those
Honestly,
two.
Sac Republic would be really cool. El Paso would be really nice too. And you know what? Why not? Let's say Phoenix squeezes in, right? Because they have, I think they need about a few more games to catch up. Let's say they
Yeah,
squeeze in, right? I wouldn't mind seeing them either.
they're not out yet. They're 11th, but they're only 6 points off of seventh, which is a
Yeah,
playoff spot.
I do
So
not
don't
want to
count.
see RGV. I do not want to see Orange County. You know, and I do not want to see Oakland. I definitely don't want to see LA Galaxy too. So
No.
it's only because I feel like those teams tend to give us a little bit of trouble historically, and I don't know
Mhm.
why. But I think I would much rather have more rivalry games come out because I think we play better in a rivalry game. We play down to the opponent, and I think that's kind of what's going on with all those other teams.
Yeah, I think it would be a cool SoCal NorCal battle against Sacramento Republic, especially
Definitely,
they could potentially be the champions of the Open Cup. You
definitely.
know, and then imagine Loyola beating them. So that'd be really awesome. But I really do want to get rid of a Texas team, man. We have to get a revenge. Because we're not gonna be
Right?
able to play San Antonio the first. Because we're gonna end up if we play San Antonio, it's gonna be in their territory in their home stadium. So for our first home match, I think it would be cool either playing Sacramento Republic or like El Paso, something to that effect. But anyway, so speaking about this match, it was a tough, hard fought match. We didn't have our players, but Toomey showing his class and talent, and Evan Conway, fitting in. It wasn't an easy match, but Landon Donovan is finding a way to win, and the vibe at Guerrero is just obviously helps. And I do want to say this because I feel like Toomey's been really important for the club, and like when he celebrates, I know he loves the vibe and everything like that. But as far as like the whole 109 and everybody, everyone gives it all, right? Everyone loves it, gives it all. But I really do want to see, especially for Toomey, I really want to see whenever like a certain player scores, let's just say like even Vassell or but like Toomey, like I really would love to see like a song, a certain like their chant, like how we used to sing the "You Are So Beautiful to Me," Mosho Bani, you are, because imagine the whole stadium, singing that song, because it's a simple song that a lot of the older folk will probably recognize, and they don't need to really just like remember anything in particular, but it just sounds really catchy. But I think like I would love to see where like if we could break we could break the stride when when a certain particular player scores, and then just give them a song, like stop the chant that we're doing after the chant's over, like finish the chant that we're doing, not just cut it off, have everyone stop, and then sing the chant for that particular player.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's one of those things. Good thing you bring it up because we actually just started a brand new Instagram page for anybody who wants to be a part of the drumline, anybody who wants to be a part of like any kind of potential chance to come on in the future. Locals invited. Obviously Chavos are invited, but it's Chavos underscore drumline, and so we're actually going to be working more towards having not a ranking system, but to having some sort of system to kind of gauge drummer skills. And then on top of that too, they're going to be practicing. We actually have a practice coming up in Balboa Park, I believe. Let me see if I can find the date. Um, but it's actually really cool what the group has. Um, lined up, So we're gonna say practice is gonna be Wednesday at 6 p.m. in Balboa Park in the Centro Cultural
Yeah,
de la Raza. So this coming Wednesday at 6 p.m. So anybody that wants to come out, lend your voice, even just start practicing some drums if you want to be part of the drum line in the future. That's definitely places where we could practice those chants, for specific people. I know we've been kind of working on one for Coque. We're just trying to find the right words, It's like, "No te metas con mi coque,"
yeah,
so we're just trying to find the
yeah,
rest of those lyrics. So,
yeah,
those are the places you make those, that's where the creative juices start flowing, and, we throw them out there, during the practice, they start coming up, and eventually they will become songs. So, like we said, Wednesday, 6 p.m. at Centro Cultural de la Raza in Balboa Park, come on out. But yeah, dude, I'm definitely on your side, man. Like, I wanna be able to have more of a more chance for players, but in
yeah.
the USL, I mean, it's kind of hard because players come and go very regularly.
Hmm.
So I mean, it takes a lot of work to, I think, to make a song and then to have the player leave. So I mean, I think honestly, I mean, who knows? He might be, you know, he might be here for a while. So I mean, but I definitely do feel you, man, on that one.
Yeah, that's why I think a simplistic little chant, because you can make one every year of any, even a player that's only been here for 1 year. If
Mhm.
they're as important scoring goals multiple times like Toomey,
Yeah,
Koke is our keeper, which making wonderful plays, and then I think those are the are players I think that I really want to see like us emphasize and show the stadium that they can get involved too, because Torrero's been bumping.
yeah,
Torrero's been bumping like all the sections are really getting involved. There's very intelligent soccer fanatics at Torero that know the game. When there's a foul that the opposing player does on the loyal player, they know. Like the other sections, will get up and be like, "What the hell, ref?" While 109 is chanting and doing what we do, the other sections are getting on the ear of the referee and like, "What the hell was that?" Go freaking go back to school, or something. You know what I mean? But that's something I do want to see. But again, but speaking of the drum line, I'm happy you brought that up because much respect to the drum line because they they sound amazing. Like all the drummers that have been playing at 109, kudos to you all because it sounds freaking amazing. It sounds like a professional freaking drum line that you hear like at a college freaking band or something like that because it's they're on point. I know some of them there's some that there some got minimized, right? Um, but the ones that are playing right now are like the pros, the ones that are making everything gel together. The cadence, the sequence of the chants are coming out perfect. Um, and yeah, man, like they're sounding like professionals now. It's just a
yeah.
matter of now, like just really just touching certain things up.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't like it's good because so there's a couple things that are kind of going on, right? It's like it came to a point at some time. I remember they were talking about in the Discord channel was there was so many drums that it was so hard to hear cadence from other drums because it just felt like there was so many beats coming from so many different angles. So they decided like, hey, you know what? Let's minimize whatever drums are on station, or at the game time at whatever period of time, and but let's start asking to see who can play drums at a certain day, and then we need a certain amount of people that are skilled at a certain level to be able to maintain that cadence, to be able to maintain that pace. And we're still gonna have people that want to go out there, try to learn. Maybe they're a little beginner with drums, but it's very important for them to come out to these practices because then they can learn, and then it's like it's almost not an assessment, but it's really more like a hey, yeah, we can definitely have you for these few songs. You're really good at these songs. You just need to practice these a little more. And that's kind of one of those things where we want to make sure everybody, we emphasize to everybody that it's not like when it's not like a tryout period. It's not like yeah, we accept you and we don't. Everybody is accepted. Everybody who wants to play a drum can come
Of
out,
course.
give it a shot. But know that it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of dedication, especially with the grand vision of the whole 109 section. That's going to be built. We have MLS ambitions. Who knows if that's going to be true? Who's going to be the case? But either way, we have ambitions to make this one of the best atmospheres in either the USL or MLS. So I mean, it's a hard task to try to bite off,
Yeah.
man. But I think we could do it.
Yeah, I'm happy you said that too, just because um I think, I mean, you have to admit, I think San Diego Loyal across the USL, nationwide, I think Torero Stadium is known, for having freaking supporters, for
Hmm.
having a 90 plus minute supporters groups that are chanting their freaking hearts out. You hear them freaking the whole freaking match. You hear
Yep.
109 and all the supporters groups, all the fans, you hear them the whole freaking match. I can't say that about a lot of teams in the USL. There's only a couple that can really be like, man, they're freaking loud. There's not a lot of them. Some of them, there'd be some USL clubs that might have some nice stadiums, but I'm not really hearing their supporters group as loud as we are.
Yep. Yep. And I think I mean, I haven't had a chance to actually listen to Phoenix or I know Detroit City has some really good bands. I
Yeah,
know
they're top.
New Mexico's got a really good they really got a good fan base as well. Sacramento they're doing really well right now, and I mean I wouldn't they should have a good fan base. But when it comes to we're definitely top three easy, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So a lot more news to come on that, but I just really think that 109 is really gaining an image across the board that coming to Torero, you better expect to get like some the 12th man really put their power in, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Hey, so we're winding down here at the end of the hour, and I wanted to put you on the hot seat from what I told you earlier.
All right.
So I mentioned, and we've been talking about Snapdragon for a while now, right?
Hmm.
I'm driving to work. I live, I live in East County. I drive to San Diego for work. I'm driving early in the morning. I'm seeing this big UFO lights, bright lights. Guess what it is? Snapdragon. I'm sure they're probably working on like the TV, or whatever, the large scoreboard monitor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It looks amazing. From you can see the lights at night. At night, when there's night matches going on, it's gonna light up all of like Eastern Mission Valley. Like you see the lights from like San Diego State. So what I'm trying to say is that we've been talking about Snapdragon for a while now. What's going to happen with ST Loyal? What's been going on with the whole Midway thing? There hasn't really been much news going on about the whole Midway thing, and how we're talking about how, like, I've been warming up to the whole fact that ST Loyal could potentially play a Snapdragon. But however, there's a lot of some details that I've been kind of looking into that are going to make things really complicated, right? So I'll get to those details first, and then I want to ask you a question. So a couple of those details are that we have the rugby team, San Diego Legion,
Hmm.
playing there. They're going to be playing there. They already announced it. Their season. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, their season is pretty much like the beginning of spring till like early summer. It's like March when San Diego Loyal plays, and till about June, right?
Hmm.
Um, San Diego Waves, they're on the same, right? But their season's still going on, just how ours is going on still. San Diego State's going to be playing there football. I don't know if San
Obviously.
Diego, obviously, I don't know if San Diego State's soccer team, yeah, I don't know if San Diego State's soccer team where they're going to be playing the sports deck still. I don't know, or there. I don't know. Point is this: now you got ST Wave already saying we're going to be playing there. How many of these teams? are going to be able to be fit or scheduled rather to be playing on weekends, right? So how are you going to have San Diego Wave, San Diego Loyal, San Diego State football, San Diego Legion, at least four teams playing around the same time? And a lot of times the scheduling is going to be really messed up. There's been comments about that even if San Diego Wave does play at Snapdragon, because they play on the weekends for the most part, right? Having SCSU, the football team, play, having the football lines on is going to be a total disrespect to having Wave play there where it's supposed to be a soccer game, right? Because I really hate watching a soccer match where there's football lines on there. I just kind of just confuses my mind. I don't even like. I was almost like I'm almost like thinking I'm watching football. Like it really just really messes me up. I don't like
Yeah,
watching that. So a lot of people have
yeah.
been saying that if they can't figure that out, that it's going to be a major flaw, major loss of what potentially could be. That's not to say they're going to do it, but I mean, there's people that Snapdragon's not responding in regards to that answer, or that they're not answering that question. So throw San Diego Loyal in the mix. Torrero's been it's a fort now. I really do want them to go to a newer facility. It's going to be modern. There's going to be tailgating, stuff like that. So my question for you is, this is just one question before I want to put you on the hot seat on this question, on the hot seat question, is that hearing what I just told you right now, do you think it's going to be feasible for San Diego Loyal to play there next year?
Uh, well, you know what? I'm kind of looking at it as what kind of situation do we have now? Because I know the Toreros play college football around the same time the Aztecs do. Um, I I think it's gonna be feasible. I think we definitely kind of have this almost mirror the same schedule as the San Diego Wave. Obviously this season's gonna be a little bit different because this is kind of like a test run for everybody, and I think they could actually do it. Maybe we'll start. I don't know. Maybe because the San Diego Aztecs typically play on Saturdays, correct? I'm assuming. So we
But
might.
they only have like a 10. They only have like I think like a 10 season. So I imagine like half of those are probably home.
Yeah. No. Honestly, I think some of those are going to be home. Um, I don't think it's going to be affecting that much. To be honest, it is. We are going to be able to see the lines for the football team for the football field. So that's kind of one of those things. It's gonna come with the nature of the beast. But I honestly feel like it's if they're promising everything that they better be able to deliver. And I think they're gonna try to do their best, especially during the first year, to deliver the promise that you can have a separate soccer atmosphere and a football atmosphere, and not have them kind of intertwined. So
Yeah.
it could be one of those things too. You never know. Like we could have double headers. With the San Diego Wave. I mean, I don't know if that's actually even feasibly possible, but I mean,
Yeah.
I mean because of different ownership groups, different
Yeah.
ticket aspects and stuff like that. But that's always a possibility as well. Or maybe it's just one of those things where we just move in only on Sundays. The day after San Diego State plays. That could be one of those challenges as well. Or we just start playing in their off weeks and they completely clean the field, and then we come in and then just like what we're doing in Torero now, paint the field green, and yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's doable. Is it gonna be pretty? Probably not, but I mean, you never know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. So that's just some input that I was getting, some information from just people discussing the matter. And I think it was a very important question to ask, because now you have a bunch of teams that want to play there, and now the point is like how you fit them in, right? So
Hmm.
but you're right. Like I think that it's going to be important for um, San Diego State, or like the Snapdragon just like event management to make sure that each match looks clean and not like they just threw it together like in a couple hours, you
Yeah.
know. So that brings me to this
Yeah.
question for you. So I brought up September 17th, San
Mhm.
Diego Wave going to be opening house at Snapdragon against
Mhm.
Angel City. Obviously, their rival from LA. It's expected to probably be a sellout. They're pushing, well, not sellout, but they're pushing it to be like they wanted to break the NWSL record in attendance, because we're gonna pretty much have, well, I'm not sure if that's true or not, but we might pretty much end up having the biggest, probably stadium that that potentially the max attendance could probably be fulfilled for a matchup. But I'm pretty sure some NWSL matches are played at some football stadiums, but I'm not 100% positive. But they want to really push forward for just max capacity. And if you see the tickets being sold, they're selling them at pretty much every section,
Yeah.
like the nosebleed sec. Well, I'm not gonna call it nosebleeds, but this, what we call the nosebleeds, like the pretty much the farthest back seats.
Yeah.
Are There's tickets being sold there. There's cheap tickets. The nosebleed tickets, I believe, are like $10. There's gonna be people who want to pay for those because they want to experience it, and it's not gonna be bad. 36K, for being in the quote unquote nosebleed section, is probably gonna still be a good seat,
Yeah.
especially for $10. Um, so the question I have for you is that San Diego Loyal's playing same time, same day,
Mhm.
big event, big commotion going to be going on at Snapdragon. Angel City. There's probably be thousands of Angel City supporters coming to see their Angel City, uh, football club to play against San Diego Wave, the rivals at Snapdragon at 7 p.m. San Diego Low is playing their rival for the most part, Phoenix Rising at Guerrero. Where do you go and why?
I'm going loyal, man. Yeah, I'm going to the San Diego Loyal game all the time. Like, yeah, I don't think I even, uh, um, I saw that date too, and I think I made up my mind a long time ago because, so I honestly, I feel like the Wave are gonna have plenty of support. A, because people love the Wave. B, people are going to be very curious about the new stadium. They're going to be, obviously it's natural curiosity, right? Everyone, I would like to go check out the new stadium, and at the same time, you get to watch a world class soccer team. Um, but for myself, that being said, I could always experience that stadium. I mean, I'm going to experience it during football, and I could always experience it with the San Diego Loyal. Um, it's a big game that the Loyal are going to play. They're playing a huge rival. I mean, no matter how many times, no matter how sucks, there's still Phoenix. They're our rival, and those freaking bandit. I mean, I'm not even like, but those dudes
The
from
Bandidos.
over down. Yeah, dudes are gonna, they're gonna come out in numbers. Um, and we're not. I'm not gonna. I do not want to show up to a game at Torero where we're completely outnumbered by people who decided to leave their crappy state and come over here for a one weekend. It's just I would much rather just go to see the Loyal because I know what I'm gonna get. I know what I'm gonna expect, and
Mhm.
Loyal's 100% my team. Um, and I'll have a chance to visit Snapdragon some other day. Um, I'm not. I do. I love San Diego Wave. I'm not as huge of a follower as I wish I was, but only because there's so much stuff going on in my life right now. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be at Torero. Like the Snapdragon can wait. Yeah, for me definitely. But I'm gonna be at Torero because I do not want to see you know the the Loyal lose, and especially it's going to be a very critical game where they're going to need us, and B, I don't want to see the zone of people come out here in full droves and just completely take over the stadium.
Yeah, yeah. It was a question that I asked myself as well. But I saw the schedule and I saw that SD Wave has another home game against I think Louisville.
Hmm.
Uh, like a week after, 2 weeks after. So I was like, you know what? I can't miss this Phoenix Rising match because right now they're a wounded gazelle. Right now, I just so much just want to see ST Low like power drive them, like and score like 4 or 5 on them and just let loose everything because they, there's gonna be Phoenix Rising supporters here, no doubt. We're gonna be here, no doubt. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be Lowell already knows the feeling between the two clubs, with the coach, with the supporters groups. So it's going to be a very intense match. And right now, again, Phoenix Rising is a wounded gazelle, and I really want to see. And Sandy Lowe's playing really well, so I really want to see Loyal just again just beat them down and score these, like, at least 3 goals on them. Win the match. And obviously, I know, like, I really do want to go to Snapdragon on that day, but unfortunately, obviously, at the same time, and I was like, I have to go see this matchup, against Phoenix out, like how you just said. Snapdragon is going to be there. SD Wave's going to play another match there, and I'll go experience it then, but there's no way I'm going to miss this match against Phoenix Rising this year when they're potentially not going to be in the playoffs. So we could probably just really, kick him out of the playoffs, almost, in
Yeah.
essence. Like, they're probably gonna be in a few points on the verge of probably making the playoffs, like probably that last spot. And if we win that match, we could
Mhm.
potentially just kick him out of the playoffs. If that's the case, which it could be, that's even more of like a reason why I want to go, because there could be some playoff implications for them, or we knock them out and we get our. Imagine if we solidify our, like, second place or even first place, beating Phoenix. So, and it could
Yeah, because
be.
we play San Antonio the week before too.
Yeah, imagine we could beat San Antonio, we beat Phoenix, we jump up to, like, first place, and then we're in. We're in like Flynn.
That's it, man. Yeah.
So there you go, man. There was a hot seat question I have for you. That's all I can give tonight. I wanted
Yeah, same
to
here, man.
see what your thoughts on that. But great chat tonight. Anything else you want to mention or talk about?
Nah, man. Honestly, I just want to remind everybody, make sure you go out to Thunk or Cakes over on Third Avenue, Chula. Bring with your donations for backpack drives, and make sure you keep an eye out on the Instagram for any kind of other location drop off points that will come by. Um, and if you want to volunteer, be a part of this great event, please, don't hesitate to reach out. Again, that drive ends on August 19th, and August 20th is when we're gonna start handing out the backpacks. So, everybody, we encourage everybody to please volunteer if possible.
Yeah, and thank you for everybody who's been listening and supporting the podcast. The season ain't over yet. We're winding down to the dog days of summer, so ST Low is gonna need us. There's a lot of footy to be played. Let's just have fun.
Yep.
And just make 109 and Guerrero just a powerhouse. We'll see what happens at the end of the season,
Yep.
playoffs or not, which I'm pretty sure we're going to be in the playoffs. It just depends how this is going to go. But let's just, give all support, support the community, support everything that's ST loyal, and yeah, it's looking good so far. Love everything, how it's going, and then just looking forward to what's the rest of the season.
Yep. No, for sure, man.
Cool. With that, then we will go ahead and finish this episode up. We will be notifying you all about the next one coming up.
Yep.
I got some inputs or some ideas of what the next episode is going to be. A little bit something different. So we'll be talking to Miguel and each other and some people on how that's going to be. But it's going to be pretty interesting thought. But besides that, Chavos and Chavets and all the loyal fam, thanks for listening.
Hey, have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy the game on Saturday, and be safe if you're going up to OC.
Yeah, be safe up there.
All right. Peace out,
Peace
guys.
out.